Deuteronomy chapter 28. If in hearing you should hear the voice of the Lord your God, to guard and to observe all his commandments which I give charge to you today, then the Lord your God shall appoint you above all the nations of the earth. Then all these blessings shall come upon you and shall find you, if in hearing you should listen to the voice of the Lord your God. Being blessed are you in the city, and being blessed are you in the field. Being blessed are the progeny of your belly, and the produce of your land, and the herds of your oxen, and the flocks of your sheep. Being blessed are your storehouses and your surpluses. Being blessed are you in your entering, and being blessed are you in your going forth. The Lord your God shall deliver up your enemies opposing you, by breaking them before your face. In one way they shall come forth against you, and in 7 ways they will flee from your face. May the Lord send upon you the blessing among your storerooms, and on all whatever you should put your hand. And he will bless you upon the land of which the Lord your God gives to you. May the Lord your God raise you up to himself as a holy people, in which manner he swore by an oath to your fathers, if you should hearken to the voice of the Lord your God, and should go in his ways. And all the nations of the earth shall see you, that the name of the Lord is called upon by you, and they shall fear you. And the Lord your God shall multiply you for good things upon the progeny of your belly, and upon the progeny of your cattle, and upon the produce of your ground, upon the land which the Lord swore by an oath to your fathers to give to you. May the Lord open to you his good treasury, the heaven, to give the rain to your land in its season, to bless all the works of your hands. And you shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And you yourself shall rule many nations, but they shall not rule you. May the Lord your God place you as head, and not as the tail. And you will be then above, and you will not be underneath. If you should hearken to the commandments of the Lord your God, as many as I give charge to you today, to guard and to observe, you shall not transgress from all of the words which I give charge to you today, to the right or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. And it shall be, if you should not listen to the voice of the Lord your God, to guard and to observe all his commandments, as many as I give charge to you today, then shall come upon you all these curses, and they shall overtake you. Accursed are you in the city, and accursed are you in the field. Accursed are your storehouses and your surpluses. Accursed are the progeny of your belly, and the produce of your land, and the herds of your cattle, and the flocks of your sheep. Accursed are you in your entering, and accursed are you in your going forth. May the Lord send upon you lack and craving and consumption upon all things of whichever you should put your hand upon, as much as you should do, until whenever he should utterly destroy you, and until whenever he should consume you quickly. Because of your wicked practices, for you abandoned me. May the Lord cleave the plague to you, until whenever he should completely consume you from the land into which you enter there to inherit it. For the Lord to strike you with perplexity, and burning heat, and shivering, and aggravation, and carnage, and wind-blown, and paleness. And may they pursue you until whenever they should destroy you. And the heaven above your head will be as brass to you, and the earth underneath you as iron. May the Lord appoint the rain of your land a cloud of dust, and dust from out of the heaven shall come down upon you until it should obliterate you, and until whenever it should destroy you. May the Lord appoint you for slaughter before your enemies. In one way you shall go forth against them, and in 7 ways you shall flee from their face. And you will be in dispersion among all the kingdoms of the earth, and your dead ones will be things devoured by the winged creatures of the heaven, and the wild beasts of the earth, and there will not be one frightening away. The Lord strike you with the sore of Egypt in the buttocks, and wild mange, and itching, so as to not be able to heal. The Lord strike you in derangement, and inability to see, and an astonishment of thought. And you will be groping at midday, as the blind one gropes in the darkness. And your ways will not prosper, and you will be then injured and torn in pieces all the days, and there shall not be one helping you. You shall take a wife, and another man shall have her. You shall build a house, and you shall not live in it. You shall plant a vineyard, and in no way shall you gather its vintage. Your calf being slain before you, and you will not eat from out of it. Your donkey being seized by force from you, and it shall not be given back to you. Your sheep being given to your enemies, and there shall not be one helping you. Your sons and your daughters will be given to another nation, and your eyes shall see, being inflamed over them, and your hand shall not be strong. The resources of your land and all the things of your toils a nation shall eat, which you have not knowledge of. And you will be injured and devastated all the days, and you will be deranged through the visions of your eyes which you shall see. For the Lord to strike you with a severe sore upon the knees and upon the shanks, so as to not be able to heal yourself from the sole of your feet unto the top of your head. May the Lord take you and your rulers, whomever you should place over yourself, by a nation who you have not knowledge of yourself, nor your fathers, and you shall serve there to other gods of wood and stone. And you will be there for an enigma, and a parable, and a tale, in all the nations into whichever the Lord should take you there. Much seed you shall bring forth in the plain, and little will be carried in, for the locust shall eat them. You shall plant and work a vineyard, but wine you shall not drink, nor will you be glad from out of it, for the worm shall eat it. Olive trees will be to you in all your borders, but with olive oil you will not anoint, for your olive shall flow away. Sons and daughters you shall bear, but they shall not be yours, for they shall go forth in captivity. All your woods and the produce of your land the blight shall completely consume. The foreigner who is among you shall ascend over you upward and upward, but you shall go down lower and lower. This one shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to this one. This one will be for the head, and you will be for the tail. And all these curses shall come upon you, and shall pursue you, and overtake you, until whenever they shall utterly destroy you, and until whenever they shall consume you. For listened not to the voice of the Lord your God, to guard his commandments and his ordinances, as many as I gave charge to you. And it will be for signs to you, and miracles, and among your seed until the aeon, because you served not the Lord your God with gladness and with a good heart, on account of the multitude of all these. And you shall serve to your enemies, whom the Lord shall send as a successor over you in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a collar of iron upon your neck, until whenever he should utterly destroy you. The Lord shall bring upon you a nation far off from the end of the earth, as the impulse of an eagle, a nation of which you will not hear its voice, a nation impudent in its face, which will not admire the face of an old man, and will not show mercy for the young. And it will devour the progeny of your cattle, and the produce of your land, so as to not leave behind for you grain, wine, olive oil, herds of your oxen, and the flocks of your sheep, until whenever it should destroy you, and should obliterate you in all your cities, until whenever your walls should be demolished, the high and the fortified ones, upon which you rely upon them in all your land. And it shall afflict you in all your cities, which the Lord your God gave to you. And you shall eat the progeny of your belly, the meat of your sons and your daughters, as many as the Lord your God gave to you, in your straits and in your affliction, in which your enemy shall afflict you. The one tender among you, and the very delicate, shall charm with his eye his brother, and the wife in his bosom, and the left behind children, whoever should be left to him, so as to give one of them from the flesh of his children, whomever he should eat, because of the not having left behind to him anything in the straits and in the affliction, in whichever your enemies should afflict you in all your cities. And the tender among you, and the exceedingly delicate one, of whom has not taken an attempt with her foot to go upon the land because of the delicacy, and because of the tenderness, she shall charm with her eye her husband near her bosom, and her son and daughter, and her afterbirth coming forth through her thighs, and her child whichever she should give birth to. She shall eat them, because of the lack of all things, secretly, in the straits and in the affliction by which your enemies shall afflict you in your cities. If you should not hearken to do all the discourses of this law being written in this scroll, to fear this wonderful and valued name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will render notorious your calamities, and the calamities of your seed, great and surpassing calamities, and severe and sure diseases. And he shall turn upon you all the grief of Egypt, the severe grief which you were on guard from in front of them, and they shall cleave to you. And every infirmity and every calamity not being written, and every one being written in this scroll of the law, the Lord shall bring upon you, until whenever he should utterly destroy you. And you shall be left behind few in number, because it was that you were as the stars of the heaven in multitude, for you hearkened not to the voice of the Lord your God. And it will be in the manner the Lord was glad over you, to do good for you, and to multiply you, so the Lord will be glad over you to utterly destroy you, and to lift you away from the land into which you enter there to inherit it. And the Lord your God will disperse you into all the nations, from the tip of the earth unto the other tip of the earth, and you shall slave there to other gods of wood and stone, which you have not knowledge of, nor your fathers. But also in those nations he will not rest you, nor not in any way will the sole of your foot become stationary. And the Lord will give to you there another heart, being depressed, and failing eyes, and a melting soul, and your life will be hanging before your eyes. And you shall have fear day and night, and not have trust in your life. In the morning you shall say, Oh, how that it might become evening! And in the evening you shall say, Oh, how that it might become morning! From the fear of your heart, of which you shall have fear, and from the visions of your eyes which you shall see. And the Lord will return you unto Egypt in boats, and in the way which I said, You shall not proceed again to behold it. And you shall be sold there to your enemies for menservants and maidservants, and there shall not be one acquiring you.